Hi, in this video, I want to discuss the infrastructure of uploading. As you know, in HR Tech, we have what you call the uploader, which is actually installed on a PC or a tablet at most. Okay, so it is designed in .NET Core, so therefore it can be installed on a Unix computer or Linux computer, Mac OS computer, or Windows computer. Preferably it should be a PC, but it can also be a tablet. Okay, so I just want to explain on this video the concept behind the infrastructure of uploading, how the uploading process is being done based on the network infrastructure and also the hardware involved itself. Okay, so you need to understand that there will be two softwares involved, okay, in uploading. One is the uploader, which is installed on a client computer. Okay, so that client computer, as I have said, can be in Linux, can be in Mac OS, or it can be in Windows. It can be a PC or a tablet. Okay, for phone, I'm not sure because it's Android. Okay, and also I think it will be more difficult, to use a cell phone. So I suggest you use a PC or a tablet in uploading. Okay, now another software that you need is of course the server API, or the HRTech API. So normally this HRTech API, it's installed on a server. Okay, now that server can be any operating system also, like it can be Linux, it can be a Mac OS, or it can be a Windows server. It doesn't matter, okay, since this is a .NET Core application. Okay, now that server can be on cloud. Okay, like if you have a virtual machine on cloud, and of course assuming you will install it on Windows Server, then Windows Server as IIS, so it will be host on IIS. Okay, so that server can be on cloud, it can be on premise. Like if you have a computer on your building, physical server, you can also install the API on that server. Okay, it doesn't matter at all. Okay, so the server actually can also be an ordinary PC. It doesn't need to be a powerful server. Okay, in fact you can install it on a Windows 10 laptop. Okay, it will work. Okay, but of course that operating system should have an IIS, which is normally for Windows Server. There's an IIS, but of course it will be a different story if you will install it on Linux. Okay, like if you are installing it in Ubuntu, so there is a CentOS, something like that. So it's a different story when you install it on Linux. But the thing here that I want you to understand is there are two softwares. One on the client, which is the logs uploader, and the one on the server, which is actually the API that is hosted on server, on cloud, on local, or on premise. Okay, it doesn't matter at all. Okay, now in my case, right now at this moment, I have here the logs uploader that is installed on my PC, but at the same time I have also an API that is installed on my IIS. Okay, now since this is a Windows 10 computer, of course I have here a site, so I call it the HRTech API. So it is installed on my PC also, on my laptop. Okay, So that means it's just on a local host. In this case, it is a local host. That's because my client and my server are on the same machine, but it doesn't need to be like that. No, the API, this I'm talking about, this API here, which is now hosted on IIS, it can be hosted on cloud, on or on premise, or on other server, or on other computer. Okay, the thing here is it is separate. It doesn't need to be on the same machine. Okay, so once you do that, you install the API, the client must know where is that server. Okay, now for the client to know where is that server, this is the one I'm talking about, the app settings. Okay, so on the app settings, you need to define the server. Where is the server? Okay, so how do you do that? In app settings.json, there is actually the API URL. Okay, so this is the, in my case, it is https localhost 5001. That's because it's installed, the API is installed on my computer. In fact, this is the IIS. Okay, so it is installed here on my computer. That's why it is localhost. But of course, in your case, it could be different depending on where did you install the server. If you installed it on cloud, so this particular local host, it can be an any IP, maybe 128.66.99.99, like that, and there might be a port number for that, or there might be no port, depending on your network administrator. It can also be a domain name, for example, not an IP. Okay, for example, if you have a domain name www.abc.com, like that. Okay, so it really depends on how your network administrator set up the API. Okay, you just need to ask your administrator, what is the URL I need to use in order to access the API, and definitely he will tell you. You should type like this. You should type http / 192.168 blah 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 and so on. It depends. Okay, so once you know that, then you just put it here on this API URL. Then once you put it there, you have to save it, and then you can now run your uploader. Okay, so once you run your uploader, you can type here the command. Okay, once you type the command, what the program is doing, this HR Tech uploader, is it will read this file, this app settings.json, and then it will look for API URL. So once it knows where is that API URL, then it will connect to that URL and then upload the data that you are uploading. So you're maybe uploading employees or logs or whatever you are uploading, it is always connecting to the API URL. Okay, it's like in your case, if you want to check your messages from Facebook, right? You have to go to www.facebook.com, and if you are checking your Gmail account, you have to go to gmail.com, right? And so on. So it's the same concept. Okay, the thing here is that you just need to specify where is that server. It doesn't matter where is it located. It can be on cloud, it can be locally on my computer, it can be on server on premise. That doesn't matter at all, no? As long as you are specifying it on the client through the app settings.json. Because when you are doing it here, when you are uploading, this client must know where is the server to connect to. Otherwise, doesn't know, okay, where the data will go, no? Of course, it is reading it might be reading the file, it might be connecting to a biometric device. That is, of course, mostly the biometric device definitely are on the same building. It can also be, of course, it can also be on any place all over the world, as long as you can access that hardware. Doesn't matter. That hardware has also an IP that you can access to. Once you access that, then it will be uploaded to the API. Okay, once it's uploaded to API, it will be saved to the database, and finally you can now see it on the HR Tech. No, if you log into HR Tech, of course, you can see it there. Okay, so I hope it's clear now about the concept of the uploading. So if you have any more question, whether it's technical or even just layman's term question, no, it doesn't matter. You just need to put it on the comments below. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.